President Trump calling out Illinois Democrats for refusing federal help to crack down on crime as a career criminal faces charges in Chicago for setting a woman on fire aboard a train.
They burned this beautiful woman riding in a train. A man was arrested 72 times. 72 times, think of that. And they'll let him out again. The liberal judges will let him out again. Governor Pritzker, if you're listening, let's get your act together. Invite us in. We're going to make your place so safe. You're not going to have these crimes that are making the newspapers and the front page of every newspaper and television story.
Former DHS Deputy Assistant Secretary Jonathan Fahey joins us now. Jonathan, the president is once again offering federal assistance in the wake of this horrific crime. Does anything change?
Nothing changes with J.B. Pritzker and Brandon Johnson. They are just so invested in their political agenda. They're unwilling to do what really common sense would dictate is when you have a problem and somebody's offering to help you, you take the help. And when I was a federal prosecutor, usually localities welcome the help from the federal government because they get more resources to get the criminals off the street. But unfortunately, J.B. Pritzker, you've seen with, the immigration issue in particular, he's always putting the interests of illegal aliens ahead of the citizens of Illinois. And we know the reason he's doing that because his political aspirations are he wants to be the Democratic nominee for president. And the Democratic Party is all about subversion these days. And it's so shameful that you would put the political agenda over the safety and this one particular woman. But there's so many other countless examples that they're always putting the criminals first, the illegal aliens first. And it's like, can you just take a step back, Governor Pritzker, and put your citizens first for a second, and everyone will be better off, and maybe you don't get to be the Democratic nominee, but you'll be doing your job as governor.
Yeah, and people won't be as dead, which to me seems like a pretty good trade-off versus, J.B. Pritzker running for president. What's wild to me about all this, Jonathan, the mayor of Chicago, Brandon Johnson, actually admits the system failed here. It could have done more. Take a listen.
Clearly, what we put in place did not do enough to prevent what we were concerned about from actually manifesting. We will continue to make the necessary adjustments as we move along to ensure that these large, peaceful, citywide events can take place without the terror and the harm of gun violence.
And Jonathan, I understand what you said about trying to appeal to the left for greater political office if you're in the Democrat Party, but I can't envision that if a city, a mayor, and a governor are admitting fault and then not doing anything about it, I can't imagine that's going to be a big selling point as we head into the 2026 midterms. So, does crime rise to the fore over the next 11 months if Chicago and other big cities just don't do anything?
Well, I think what's actually going to happen is crime will go down in the areas, particularly the areas where President Trump is more engaged. And with the immigration policy of removing illegal alien criminals, we're going to see crime as a whole will go down a lot, and people will give President Trump credit for that. And we see even in Chicago, when the National Guard was there, we had massive decreases in crime. So I think if people take a step back and look at the Trump approach versus the J.B. Pritzker, Brandon Johnson approach, they'll see one that's prioritizes public safety and one that prioritizes politics, and they will see the difference. And I think they will vote that way because it makes sense. Hey, if you have a crime problem, lock up the criminals. There should never, ever be another story with somebody that has 72 prior arrests. It should be inconceivable that could ever happen.
It shouldn't even be a political issue, but unfortunately it is. Jonathan, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks,
we appreciate it.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.